All right. Hello, people. Welcome to You Need to Stretch. We're going to start off on our butt. We're going to do some axial rotations for our hips. I want legs straight out in front of you. And we're just going to start by rolling our hips in and out. 2 minutes to help us loosen up these hips through rotation, just an easy rotation. I want you to try to keep your quads active and try to rotate as far as you can in each direction. We're just doing axial rotation, so we're thinking about our femur rotating in that hip joint as much as you can. And you can play with what's it feel like with my toes, flex or extend it, right? And see what you feel different in the hips. This is just a way to start off exploring what the hips can do today. And then we're going to go into quadruped cars. Remember, try to sit up nice and straight. Got about 30 seconds left here. Good, we can rest. I'm going to flip over onto all fours. I'm going to put a block on my back to help me stay straight. And we're going to go into quadruped hip cars. All right, so we'll start off on the right side. I'm going to bend my knee to kind of help me lock it out. Shift the weight onto the left leg. Right leg is first, coming forward into flexion. Out into abduction. Internally rotate. Extend. Adduct. Down. One more. Good, let's switch sides. Breathe. Try to stabilize all other areas of the body. Good. All right. We're going to flip onto our butt into bear sit. Right. I'm going to elevate here. And I want to use a little back support, so I'm going to adjust to make sure I have couch against my back. And from here, Just gonna try to sit up nice and straight and press those knees down and open up. Really feel this on the right inner thigh, not so much on the left. I wish I had a weight for my right inner thigh. I'm going to lower myself down one. Don't be afraid to change your position if you are not feeling the right things. Remember, part of Kinstretch is exploratory and body control and awareness and learning about your body. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So we have 2 minutes here, and then we're going to do some pals rails. Just breathe, hold this passive stretch. Your arms are like weights on the inner part of the thighs. Allow the weights of your arms to push down on those inner thighs. Spread them out wider. See if you can even scoot your legs back a little bit as you get a little looser into this position. Pick your chest up taller. Pals contraction is going to be to try to close the knees upon each other. Rails is going to be to open up wider. Alexa, stop timer. Ready?
For how long?
Alexa, stop timer. Pals contraction, fire those inner thigh muscles. Think about closing the knees together. Feeling those inner thighs and hips work, start to ramp up to your safest, greatest pressure. And rails, open wide, try to get those knees to open up even wider. Firing those outer hip muscles. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go back to your passive stretch. We're going to hold this passive stretch for another 30 seconds. And then we're going to get into some side lying hip cars, capsule cars. Good, we'll come on out of that. All right. Let's lie side. I'm going to grab a ball to put behind my knee. Here's a tennis ball. All right. I'm going to set up a block or two for a pillow. Set my head my spine can stay straight. Like that. Gonna bring the knees up to the chest, and I'm gonna put the ball behind my right hip. All right, now when you're side lying, I don't want your left oblique to collapse into the floor because that creates a curvature in your back. I actually want you to think about pressing your hip and shoulder into the floor. All right. From here, we're going to lift up as wide as we can. Now from here, we're going to externally rotate. 3, 2, 1. Back. Try to keep that hip open as wide as you can. Externally rotate. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, and 5. Good. All right. Let's go into supine butterfly. So supine butterfly is just on your back, butterfly position. And we're going to let those knees fall open due to the force of gravity. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
We're going to stretch here for 2 minutes and just breathe and relax. After we do this, we're going to do a passive range lift off with the right leg and right leg only. We're going to try to externally rotate the right hip. So if I think about my right femur rotating externally, that should lift my right foot off the ground without lifting the right knee very high. So that's what we're looking to do. There should only be a very small range of motion affiliated with this. All right. If you're getting it really high, then I want you to try to externally rotate more and get the knee closer to the ground. Breathe and relax, allow gravity to do the work. Alexa, stop timer. All right, passive range lift off, external rotation on the right leg. I'm going to drive my elbow and my hand into the ground to help stabilize me. I don't want to feel any rocking on the butt cheeks, all right, so they stay even. And take a deep breath in. That's one. All right. It may help to look at your femur to make sure. Think about an X right here on your right femur. You're getting that X to turn down to the ground. 2. This is quite difficult for me. 3. 4. And 5. Good. Whew. Let's close that off. Let's go on to the other side. So first, we go into sideline position. We're going to do our capsular cars on our left side. So I'll put that back behind me. All right. Make sure your spine is set nice and straight. Make sure you have some head support. Let's lift up. And here, externally rotate. And back to neutral. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. Let's go back to our butterfly position. All right. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So ideally, if I was in a gym, I would have some sandbags on top of my thighs to help weigh me down deeper into this position. And that would also help you create leverage off of that other leg. That's why this is really kind of difficult without anything holding or anchoring the other hip down. It would make it a lot better to have an anchor on the non-moving hip. But this will do. So let's just breathe for 2 minutes, allow the stretch to happen. Fall asleep with Stella. And we're going to do our passive range lift off with the left leg now, trying to get more into external rotation. You can play with pelvic tilt to see what feels more stretchy. Alexa, stop timer. Left, Alexa, stop timer.
There are no timers set.
All right, let's go left leg, passive range lift off, external rotation of that hip. Ready? And rotate. And down. That's much easier on this hip for me. 2. Down. Let's go again. Try pushing down with the right leg. 3. 4. And 5. I want to try this again on the right side. See if I can get a little bit better I don't think I was anchoring enough with that left leg. So try pushing down with the left leg, anchoring, and rotate right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. So I definitely know that my right hip doesn't externally rotate as far as my left one, and that has become part of an issue. And so it is very difficult for me to feel that rotation happen in the right leg and to really control it. All right. Let's get into 90-90 position. Left leg forward. All right, so in my 90-90, left leg forward. And I'm going to try to do some external rotations with this back right hip. And what that's going to look like is this. 1. I'm going to try not to rotate my spine, so I'm trying to anchor it down. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. I'm going to lift this leg and go straight out to the side with it. All right, and from here, I'm going to try to roll it as far back as I can. And in. So I'm just doing axial rotations. And set a timer here for a minute. Uh, 10 seconds left. Trying to get as far in each direction as you can. Squeezing. Good. Let's rest. And stay working with this right leg. Shift to a number 4 position here. And I'm going to go hip straight out in front. Use a little hand support. And right back into axial rotations. I'm focusing only on the outward, only on the external rotation. That is what my hip needs. So I'm focusing on that. You can definitely go both ways, in and out though. Alexa, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Some back support here. Alexa, stop timer. So scooch back towards the wall or couch behind you. We're going to externally rotate, and we're going to try to lift straight up. 2. Oh, cramp. 4. 5. Oh, cramp. Ooh, nice work. Let's shake that out. We're going to go through that whole series on our left hip. Whew. All right. So let's go right leg forward in our 90-90. And actually, I'm going to face this way so I can use my couch as an anchor point. All right. And here, I'm actually going to start off with a hold in this externally rotated stretch for the right hip. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So I just want a passive stretch for this right hip. And then we'll do our left hip stuff. Now I'm doing this in particular on my right hip because my right hip needs a little bit more love and in the externally rotated position. If that's different for you, or if your hips are equal, I would recommend you doing it on the left side. I'm anchoring my knee down a little bit, intensify the stretch in that hip. Breathe, focus on what you're feeling. We're going to do a set of PALS rails here too at the end of this 2 minutes. PALS is going to be to fire the stretched tissue of the hip. Rails is going to be to try to lift it up off the ground. Alexa, stop timer. So PALS is going to be pushed down and away. Ready? Go. Focus on the hip tissue doing that work. Ramp up to your safest, greatest pressure today. And rails. Trying to externally rotate that hip more. Flex it more. And rest. Let's go back to that passive stretch for another 30 seconds or so here. Good. All right. Let's go internal or external rotation of the back hip 5 times. So we're going to lift that knee. 1. Control it on the way down. 2. 3. 4. 5. And I scooch out this way a little bit. I'm going to lift and send it straight out. So come this way. All right. Alexa, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Axial rotations. I'm going to focus on my external rotation here. Internal is pretty easy. Alexa, stop timer. All right, I'm gonna spin all the way around so you guys can see me. Scooch back here for external rotation from the number 4 position. Alexa, set timer 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Focus on this hip rotating externally. Not really about reps, more about good external rotation. I'm also anchoring down this right hip. Give it a little stretch. Alexa, stop timer. All right, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, cramp. Oh, man. That was a lot for the hip on this right side, but it felt good. All right. I want to finish off with a few calf stretches here. All right. So Ooh, yes, feels good. All right, so let's get down into combat base position. And we're gonna find calf stretch on right foot. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
So I got a calf stretch in my Achilles. Keeping that heel down. Just gonna do this for time for 2 minutes. And then we'll do a straight leg calf stretch for 2 minutes as well. When we're in this stretch, I don't want to do pails and rails. I just want you to play with some pails activations and then rails activations. And you can alternate back and forth. Any length of time for each one works. Just so it's not a complete passive stretch and we're actually working some of the musculature in isometric contraction at end range. Alexa, stop timer. All right, so for my straight leg calf stretch, I'm just gonna do pretty typical calf stretch here. All right, right there. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
And again, I'm gonna play with some pals rails contraction over the course of the 2 minutes. So pals contraction is activation of your calf. Rails contraction is activation of your shin muscles. Alexa, cancel timer. All right, let's switch legs. We're gonna go into our calf stretch on the other side. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Same thing. Find the stretch in your Achilles. Play with some pals, rails, contraction over the course of 2 minutes. There are so many lines of tension to stretch in your Achilles. You should stretch on these all day, every day. Make sure you're doing some pals, rails. Your ankle needs to know it can still produce force from this end range. Alexa, stop timer. Alexa, set timer 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
All right, last stretch of the day. Our back leg calf stretch. Calf's tight. Alexa, stop timer. All right, good work today, guys. Thanks for joining me on You Need to Stretch. I hope you feel good. See you next week.